So everyone, welcome back. So in this video we want to do this example. Benjamin invests $400 in a savings account that earns 5%. This is 5% interest each year. What is the account balance after 3 years? So after 3 years you can simply, because this is a exponential function, you can simply use this formula f of x is equal to a into b raised to the power x, and then x is the number of years here, and then you could simply write f of 3 is equal to a, which is $400, the amount you start with, into b, which is the amount by which the account is increased every year, which is 5%, which becomes 1.05 into 1.05 raised to the third power, and this will be the balance of the account after 3 years, and that's basically 400 times, I need to get a calculator, a desktop calculator, that and to sometimes I do need to show you what I'm doing, but for now I guess it's enough for now. So this is going to be exactly equal to $463.05. So, but this is using the formula. If you were to do it based on the example and see what, based on understanding the example, you would simply do a table, and here is your, let's say, x or n, the number of years, and then here your balance after, and balance as a function of the years past. So in the beginning you had $400, so you invest $400 into this account. So that means you at n is equal to 0, which is no time passed, you have $400. After 1 year, you know that the account earns 5% interest each year. 5% interest each year. That means after 1 year, you get 5% interest on the balance that you had. So the balance that you had was $400. So 400 times, you want to increase this by 5%. So you multiply it by 1.05. After another year, so this plus 1, you have 400 times 1.05, which was the balance over here, again times 1.05. So you can see that after n years, you have your balance will become 400 times 1.05 raised to the nth power. And that's basically what we did here. So 400 times 1.05 raised to the nth power, and here I have the third power, which is after 3, which means after 3 years, which is 463.05. Now there are different ways of writing this, expression, which is, well, important. You could use it in different situations. You could use them. But, well, I don't know how I got there. But basically, if you understand this much, then you can, based on the situation, of course, you can change this in different ways. But here the only important thing to understand is that when you have $400 and you want to increase it by 5%, you simply this is the same thing as 400 plus 400 times 5%. So that means I'm adding 5% of $400 to $400. And then this becomes 400 into, I'm factoring this out, so this is 1 plus 5 by 100, and this becomes 400. I can rewrite this as 100 by 100 so that I can simplify this, plus 5 by 100, and this becomes 105 by 100. So 400 into 105 by 100. And 105 by 100 is nothing but you need to imagine that you have a decimal point here, and then you move this 1 and 2 places to the left, so your decimal place comes over here, so it becomes 1.05. So this is 400 times 1.0, sorry. So 1.05. And this is the same thing that we have written over here. Now if it was increasing this by 10%, it would be simply 400 times 1.10. If it was increasing by 20%, it would be simply 400 times 1.20. If it was increasing by 45%, it would be 400 times 1.45%. And if it was increasing by 100%, so that means you would get $800. If you had $400, you want to increase it by 100%. That means you get another 400 plus 400. That means you have this 400, you want to increase it by 100%. That means you get another 400. That becomes $800. And that is 400 increasing by 100% would be, you can see that here, for example, increasing 5% becomes 1.05. And so increasing by 100% becomes multiplied by 2. 1.05 becomes 2 for 100%. And so then it becomes 800, which is what we got here. So that's basically the whole story behind the whole thing. Now there is a few more things that we can say about these examples. I've got a bunch of good examples here that I will discuss in the coming videos. Thank you.